That thumbnail though. Um, oh YouTube, these silly thumbnails that they make you do. But anyway, seriously, I don't know if TD Bank is hacked or not, but if you have a TD Bank account, you probably need to check it out. I was actually doing a response video to Eli the computer guy, and I was showing him some of the stats. That's on one video, CPMs, we're talking about CPMs or whatever, and I was gonna show him this stuff. And then I wanted to show him a certain transaction in my account. So I try to log into TD Bank. One of my bank accounts is with TD Bank. So I was trying to log into TD Bank to show a transaction relevant to what I was talking to Eli, the computer guy, about. And I got this. First of all, when I went to the login screen, it's like, am I covering the mic? It's like it kept refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, you get the login prompt for the online login, and then it's like it literally just keeps refreshing. I'm like, is it my browser or like is my computer doing this? So I was like, all right, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna stop the loading of this page, and I hit cancel or escape to stop it from loading, and then it was good. I'm like, okay, fine. So I log in, and then I get this. See what this says? So then I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. What's that about? So I go and do some research. I look for TD Bank hacked, and I find this page. And if you read the comments, you'll see a lot of people complaining about not being able to access their accounts and all this kind of mumbo jumbo. So I don't know if it's like a denial of service attack or what the hell is going on, but something is apparently going on because I can't access my bank account. I can't see any money. Apparently people's debit cards aren't working, and apparently this has been going on for a while because this comment is from 6 hours ago. This is from 21 hours ago. I guess it's one of the problems with having multiple bank accounts is you have a bank account that has a problem and you're not even aware of it. Now, fortunately, I don't need the money in this account, so it doesn't really matter to me. It's just still kind of concerning because what if this is where I had all my money? I'd kind of be screwed right now. But look at the comments. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me I'll try to read this out to you guys. This is kind of difficult to do this. Wow. So I'll try to read this to you. So it says, forget being able to use e-transfer. I still haven't gotten my pay. I was supposed to receive from my job on Friday. So this is from Friday, this person saying, still waiting on e-transfer. I hope that people who are being impacted by the outage get an explanation of what happened. If not, financial compensation. I assume highly redundant Unix server clusters with hot standby Unix server clusters are the backbone of this sort of system. So there is no excuse for an outage. From my experience, there must have been some human error. That's from 21 hours ago. My card shows that the card cannot be read. I haven't been able to open TD rewards for days now. Yes, me too, really frustrating. I tried to pay my landlord twice, and both times I sent it to him the wrong security question, blah, blah, blah. I've been reading through about 4 pages of comments, how so far I have to admit some of them sound a little road rage-esque. So it has prompted me to chime in myself. First of all, let me say, I know how very annoying and frustrating this issue has been for a ton of people. This is a long thing. Just my opinion. Thank you for reading. I'll post a link to this page in the description so you guys can read this, because this is really not an ideal format for me to share this with you guys. It's hard for me to read this and hold the phone in some way that it's not so like a horror movie or something. I apologize. Using the Samsung Galaxy S8, wonderful phone, but it does have its limitations. I don't have a tripod or anything, so this is kind of funky. Money was stolen from my account around 3:06 a.m. That's ridiculous. Wow. When will email transfer problem be solved? Same issue. I tried to pay my son yesterday and e-transfer down. Hopefully Strata Corp will not try to pull funds on the weekend. This is pretty bad. Wow. So I don't know if you guys got a TD Bank account. I think it goes without saying you probably should check your account and try to log in and see what in the hell is going on. This is a little bit scary. Again, fortunately for me, this is not a big deal. I have several bank accounts, so this is only but one, and it doesn't really affect me. Well, of course it affects me. I got money in there, but I'm not in trouble. I don't need access to that bank account. But let me see what Dry Ice is saying. Dry Ice is listening to the live stream. Let me try to see what you guys are saying. So hang on a second. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a beautiful morning across the globe. Buongiorno. This is Carlisle Speaks Wall Street. Buongiorno. Dobre utro. Wie geht's in Germany? Alemán. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying if they're being hacked, then possibly by me trying to log in, I might be giving my information to a hacker. Like if there is truly an intrusion, which TD Bank, of course, is probably not going to want to admit, then the system is compromised, which I wish I knew before I tried logging in. That was probably bad on me. I mean, I didn't know if it was a problem with my computer, but you know, that should have been like a red flag. Like, why is the screen refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing? Like, what's that about? So that should have prompted me to like establish what's going on, just knowing, you know, cybersecurity and all that, before attempting to log in again. But I just figured, you know what, my computer was acting funky this morning. I got a dual boot with Ubuntu, and this is my Windows 10 installation I just started. So I don't know, it was a little funky, it was running slow, so I just automatically assumed. See, the timing was bad, because so I had problems before, so this happens, I assume it's just my computer. So I just like, oh, whatever, the computer's acting funky. But, you know, still lesson learned. In the future, anything funky when logging into a website, like a bank website, I'm gonna be a little bit more suspicious and cautious about, because yeah, if the system's compromised, I don't know what the state of the system is. Someone could be in there and having access to stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Like the bottom line is, if I'm logging into a website that's supposed to be secure, I want to make sure the website's actually secure before logging in and giving my credentials, right? Because if someone's in there, that means I can't trust it. I can't trust anything regarding TD Bank until I know that they have resolved the issue and they are again secure. So really, it's like you should really stay away from TD Bank. So actually, my advice to anyone who has a TD Bank account and is having a problem is probably wise to stay away. Stay away until the system is back up. The only problem is, how transparent will TD Bank be? I mean, are they going to admit what's going on? Are they going to come up with a cover story and try to say, oh, it's just a glitch, whatever? There are people on YouTube that are trying to say we have been hacked. That is absolutely false, blah, blah, blah. Like, because it doesn't look good. What does this do for business? You know, people want to know that their money's secure, right? And if you're someone like myself who makes like $500,000 a day, and they only secure $250,000 of it, that means I can lose a lot of money. I don't make $500,000. Anyway, the point being though that you know, if you're putting all your money into TD Bank and you don't feel secure, you feel like, oh, at any moment it can be hacked and whatever, then you're gonna close your account, or you may not want to open an account. So it might be advantageous for them to pretend like it wasn't a hack and it was just like a momentary glitch and everything's fine, all your data's fine, there were no security related issues. So that might be how they might play. But my point is, if they're not going to be transparent, they're not going to be honest, and we don't know if they will be or not, then how can you really make a decision? You know what I mean? Like, if they say, oh, it was just a little glitch, but you don't know, they could be lying. And then you're going to make a decision to stay with them based on a lie, right? Or what if they're telling the truth? What if it really was a glitch? The problem is you will really have no way of knowing one way or the other. I guess it would be prudent in that scenario, because again, it's hard to know the real truth, is to do your research. Look at this as an opportunity to investigate TD Bank and see if they're the kind of company that has a reputation of being trustworthy. You know, just do research, see what people are saying. Either they are a bunch of people, because if you had an account and you didn't have any problems, you might not be aware of what's going on with TD Bank. Maybe there have been issues, people have been complaining, right? And you wouldn't know this. As long as you go and you use your card and it works, as long as you go to the bank and you see your money in there and it works, and there's no major scandals that's all over the news, you would have no idea of how good or bad TD Bank is, right? And that's the thing, a lot of people are using services that with companies that are pretty bad, and they're not even aware. Like myself, I've been with Verizon since before they were Verizon. 1995, I started using, what was it, NYNEX, right? A lot of people don't even know that they used to be that. My account was so old, I was paying $30 a month in a time where nobody paid $30 a month. And I called Verizon themselves, and they're like, whoa, they were surprised, like, what plan is this, right? Because I had an old plan. But all these years, and I would tell you Verizon's awesome because my service worked. Now I know they're technologically awesome, but as far as a company, as far as customer service, they're atrocious. How do I know that? Because I finally had to deal with them, and I found out how, I mean, beyond incompetent they are. I mean, I'm talking about every single step of the way. Everybody I talked to, except for one person, multiple people, multiple management people, all were atrocious. Then I did research and found out that most of the cell phone companies are like this. Because I was like, let me leave these guys. And I looked at AT&T, and they're like maybe slightly better, but so same thing. TD Bank, how good or bad are they? How, you know, are you aware? You know what I mean? Like, when you open up your account, why did you do that? They had a commercial. They said, oh, we're America's most convenient bank, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, there's a TD Bank down the street. And you're like, oh, okay. I mean, did you even look at reviews? Does anyone look at reviews before they open a bank account? Probably not. So you probably base it on convenience, right? The most convenient bank, and you just open an account, and everything's been fine, your money's been there, and you're good to go, right? But again, there could be a whole community of people that have been burnt by TD Bank that you're not even aware of, about some maybe bad practices that they have or whatever. So again, it would be prudent at least to look at this as an opportunity to evaluate the bank that you're doing services with. Things happen, not because they got hacked you're going to leave the bank, but again, try to make an assessment, a logical assessment of how good of a bank is TD Bank as far as security, as far as technology, as far as customer service. Do they seem to be a trustworthy business that you trust to make sure that all of their security measures are up to date, to be customer focused and always looking out for the customer? Like, get an assessment of what type of company is TD Bank, how secure are they, what is their reputation, and base it on that rather than whatever public statement they're going to come up with and make, because you cannot honestly trust whatever they're going to say, because it's just potentially bad business, to be honest. I mean, sorry to say that, but it's potentially bad business, to be honest. So they may choose the business route of, you know, securing the business rather than being honest and transparent with their customers. So just my thoughts on that. Again, I'll put a link to the outage page in the description of this video. Let me take a quick look at whoever's in the chat right now, and then I'm going to end this live stream and get back to my Eli the Computer Guy response video. All right, guys. Yeah, dry eyes, man. I got it. I didn't understand you at first, but I get it now. Anyway. Oh, I got a call coming in from the lady. All right, gentlemen, I have to go.